Yeah, you're live.
We're live.
Mhm.
Are you live too on your LinkedIn?
Yes, I can see that Jane, you are live. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yay! Awesome. Lunchtime.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. I know it's lunchtime for people in Eastern time, so I'm in Toronto, so it's definitely lunchtime for me. But Jane, you are you are in Nova Scotia. What time is it for you at this time?
1 p.m. So this is lunchtime as well.
Okay, good. So good. So wherever you are in the world watching us, and it might be it's lunchtime for us, but it could be a different time zone for you. But we hope that you get value from this session. I will go ahead and introduce myself. So my name is Pamela Anolifo, and I am a co-author of the book Ladies in Tech, Volume One, Changing the Face of Technology. So on this book, it's an anthology. I worked on this book with a host of other ladies in tech on this book. And so I'm excited to share a little bit about my book on the call. But what do I do on a day-to-day basis apart from writing this book? Um, I have over 18 years experience in technology, and I've done so many different roles in technology. But most importantly, right now, I am currently in the agile project management space as a release trained engineer. So that's a little bit about myself, and I'll pass it over to Jane to introduce herself.
Thank you, my co-author. Oh, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy New Month. I'm really excited to be here today to be doing, having the session with my dear friend, fellow author, beautiful Pamela. Thank you for joining me today, and thank everyone for joining. Yes, I'm Jane Osemige. I'm the author of Unleashing Your Inner Power, a roadmap to self-discovery and growth. I wrote this book last year and I published it early this year. So the book's all about empowering people to be the best version of themselves, to be able to overcome life's challenges and hurdles, because life challenges is inevitable. It happens to everyone. Life challenges happens to everyone at different phases of their life, at different stages, but it's just about how you overcome those challenges that matters and not allowing those challenges to define you. And so that's all about this book. I'm also a technical product manager. I am also an international fashion runway model. I'm a very positive person as well. Positive, human. I believe in pushing out kindness out there because kindness is the only language that we humans understand, even without speaking in words. I love empathy. I love to, as much as possible, to engage people through empathy as well, because people are going through a lot. So, when you empathize with people, you'll be able to understand them better and able to know how to communicate with them better as well. I'm also a distinguished Toastmaster. I'm the past area director of the Street 45 year in North America, where I coach 7 international clubs here in Canada, and also become a distinguished area director. I'm also the vice president of IIBA Nova Scotia chapter, and I'm really excited to be here today to be learning, to be sharing ideas with my friend Pamela, and to everyone here. Thank
I
you.
can tell if you don't already know, Jane is the powerhouse, like so multifaceted. I like that whole fusion of writing, runway model, and also that whole professional front, how you're busy. Like if there's like that whole eclectic mix of talent, can tell you that you should really get her book. I mean, I got the book too, so this is not just this is her book. Obviously, like you can't really see. Yeah, this is a book, and I also have mine. So been reading it, and I'm already blown away. So if you're online with us right now, please give us a shout out or put a chat in the comment section for us to know that you are watching. All right. So Jane, I know you had some questions.
Yes, I do. I do have a lot of questions, and I'd like to ask you, Pam, as well, because Pam, I know you're a very busy lady. you have, you're so busy. You have so many things that you're doing, and you really inspire me, anyways. And if I see your posts, whenever I get to chat with you, and do some latest chat and talk and all, and catch up with you, inspire me with what you do as well. So I wanted to really know that, because based on your busy schedule, you're a tech professional, you're a mom, you're a wife, you have a business that you're running. You also have other things as well aside that you're also running as well. I wanted to ask, what really inspired you to write this book, Lady in Tech? What really inspired you? Because writing is really not easy. As a published author that I am, I doff cap for those who are author, because it takes a lot to write a book, to sit down in a world where that is full of noise. So what really inspired you to write this book?
Great question. So I think that where based on where I am right now in my career, I really looked back at all the steps I had taken to get here, and I realized that there were a lot of challenges, a lot of tears, a lot of doubts that led to this point. But I also realized that despite not knowing where this would end, I don't even still know where it ends, but I mean, I know what the current state is, right? But despite not having all the answers, I kept pushing through. Even when there were no accolades coming, there was no money coming. You know what I mean? There was not a lot of benefit. It was more of work, 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 work. But then I look back and I realized that if I had ever given up, I would not be here. And as someone who, like you said, I'm busy. I'm always helping the community. I coach, I mentor. I realize like a lot of people have my story, but I also see that sometimes they want to give up. And I try to let them know, like, hey, I've been where you were once, but I continued the work. And this is why I'm here. And I have the credentials to coach or mentor you, right? But again, there's one powerful quote that we need to realize. It says, you cannot become what you can't see. And I would paraphrase that by saying, you cannot become what you can't read. And so, without telling a story for people to understand that there are no overnight successes, whether in technology, in media, in any particular endeavor, without understanding that people get to the pinnacle of their career or get to a space in their career where they think that they are doing well, they went through challenges. And so, I wrote this book really to inspire people, but most of all, to remind myself all the steps that it took to really get here. And that's really what I hope that people can get from the stories, just that resilience, that never giving up. Um, for my throughout my journey. And
Hmm.
I'll ask you the same question. What about you?
Wow, thank you. Oh, Pam, something that really struck me about the feedback, your response was about resilience, how how to keep striving even when you're doing something, you're not getting accolades. That accolade of a thing at times can weigh people down when when you're doing something, no one is really affirming you. It can drag you, drift you apart from your own focus as well. But I'm really happy that you didn't allow that to stop you, for writing this amazing book. Well, for me, I'll say that what truly inspired me is I have some group of people that I mentor. I've been mentoring them since late 2021, just more about giving back to my community as well. I love volunteering. I've been volunteering right from my teenagehood, started from church, volunteering, helping church. So it's volunteering is really part of me because I love it. I've grown the skills enough to that. I said I can call myself that. Yes, I'm a truly volunteer as well. So, and these people that my mentees, they're all from diverse background, from different, different locations and different countries as well. So I mentor them, and I usually meet with them bi-weekly as well, and they all get to share their own life's journeys, their own struggles with me. And to be honest, those struggles resonate with me as well. This is something that I know that I have. Some of them I've passed through them, I've been able to overcome them, and some are things that I hear other people go through as well. They are not really new. So most what I do is to share tips and insight to these my mentees, encourage them and let them know that challenges are temporary. They are not there to define you. They're just more like a distraction, stopping you from not reaching your goal if you allow them to distract you. And so often I get feedback from them. Oh, Jane, those tips are working. Thank you so much, Jane. Those are very lifting. I feel better. I'm improving. The session is getting better and all. So one fateful day during the summer last year, on my way to grocery, and I was thinking, something just came out to my mind that, oh, Jane, why don't you share this insight and tips that you'll be sharing to your mentee into a book so you can reach a wider audience? My mind said, oh, really? I want to be an author? Is it possible? I said, will people really buy my book? That was something I was saying. I was struggling with my mind and all. So I conceived that idea and I went home after my grocery, prayed over it. And the next day, I had a positive energy. I was able to write my book. Boom, boom, boom. I did introduction. Boom, boom, boom. I wrote the first chapter. Before you know, I wasn't finished that book. So I wanted to reach a wider audience. I wanted people to be blessed by the book. I want people to to know that their challenges and hurdles are, inevitable, are temporary. They're not there to define them. That they should not allow those struggles define them as well. Just to encourage them to keep building their resilience skills, because in today's fast-paced world, we need to be more resilient. We need to know how to take good care of ourselves. We need to know how to believe in ourselves, to really affirm ourselves, to really tell ourselves that we can do it and be our number one champion, because that's what you truly need. When you have that internal validation, that internal drive, you can succeed. You don't need to get external validation are really amazing, but you don't rely on that as well. So these books help one to, overcome those hurdles as well. That's what really inspired me.
That's great. Thank you so much. So I really like what you said. Like, yes, you're putting it so that people can also understand that they can, get over those hurdles. So it's kind of like parallels, right? At the end of the day, we're just trying to say that, see, listen, there's no overnight success. In fact, at all, there's like, it's a constantly striving to be better. So that's awesome. So let me ask you, how did you find time to write your book with all of the many hats that you wear?
I'll say that I don't even know how I found the time. To be honest, in retrospect, try to think back. I don't know how I did it, but to be honest, it's all about discipline. So I just disciplined myself. I shut down a lot of things as well. Some vacations I actually planned last year, I have to, move them aside. I have to create time after work to write the book. And I found a little place where if outside my house, where it's more like a spot that helps those thoughts comes into my mind and my brain. I go there on the daily basis. I spend some number of time there, and I also have a daily word count that I know I go for every day. That Jane, I have to write this X number of words irrespective of how that day went. So, and yeah, that's how I was focused, discipline. I shut down so many activities, any fun activities. And it was really from during summer where people wanted to do a lot of activities, but I was just disciplined, focused. I wanted to see this move. I told myself whether the book comes out well, whether I get feedback positive or not, I'm going to write this book. That was the driving force. That was the strength that really got me. And so far so good. The feedback has been, encouraging and lifting.
Okay, I'm going to ask you one question based on that because I find it very interesting that that's a lot of focus. You took some time away. How long did it take you to write the book?
My goodness, it took me 4 months. Started the book, writing the book from August 18th, thereabouts,
Mm-hmm.
then up to December 31st. I was in the book. Last year, Christmas was one of the Christmas that I didn't even know that it was Christmas because I was not even having fun.
Oh my God! I hope you have fun this Christmas. But
Yes, of course.
I
I,
love I love that process, like that whole hyper focus. So I'll say that for me though, like how did I find time to? I can tell you like I didn't have the time. Now what helped me was because like I said, I was part of a book. I was part of a number of authors, so we had a deadline that we had to work with. This was not like I didn't have the liberty to change my mind or decide, right? We had the deadline. So what I did was I also wrote my book during Christmas and I just hyper focused for 2 weeks because with the chapter, fortunately for me, I only had to do 10 pages, unlike you. And so I just, I hyper focused for 10 pages for 2 weeks and I got my book out. So thankfully, I didn't have to do 4 months. But one of the things I definitely learned from me is because, as I also coach, right? And so I have to develop curriculums, and developing curriculums can be time consuming. So I just learned from you that I should take some time out, occasionally leave my house and go and focus. I've been toying with that. So I would definitely take that route when I want to work on my next curriculum. So thanks for sharing that.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks, Pam. So, Pam, I just wanted to ask, how did you made it to, Amazon best-selling list and all? How can one, and also how can one purchase your book as well? Like so many people out there they want to go into tech as well, and there's so many ladies out there who is aspiring to be into technology space, and you're a coach and you're really doing excellently well in coaching people in your workspace as well and also in your community as well. So how
Did we get to?
you get feedback? Yeah, because I know so many people out there want to also write a book. So
So the power of network. and the power of authentic stories. I will start from that. So like you're writing a book, you want it to get to Amazon best-selling author list, you need to have a network. I was fortunate that I could leverage the network of 17 other women. And now, like, multiply that, right? 17 people, like, having their own different network. That was the
Great.
power of community coming together. And we made Amazon best-selling author in 24 hours. In 24 hours. Power of network. Amazing, amazing. I had never seen, I was really humbled. And for me as a community builder, I think I saw it and I said to myself, like, whatever I do, I will keep building that network, right? Like that was an amazing, amazing thing. But again, also the power of authentic stories, right? Authenticity. Pretty sure that the network of my co-authors and myself knew that these stories were real, these stories were authentic, and they got behind it. Because at the end of the day, if someone does not believe in the cause, they might not answer you, right? You know what? So that was really like leveraging our community, getting them to buy the book, to read the book, to read to leave some reviews, and we made it. What
Hmm.
about yourself? You're also an Amazon best-selling author.
Yes, I am. I am. I'm really grateful to God for that huge opportunity as well. And I did also leverage on my network as well. But I want to point out something just in what you said. It's very important to be a value added person because this my book was an eye opener as well. It was also very important to be a value added because when you're valuable, when you are someone who core values in life is about value, you're value centric, you're kind, you're empathetic, you give back to your community. There's a way universe send good people, kind people to you to support you. That's what really happened to me in my own book as well. I got a lot of people in my network because my book is an Amazon website all over the world. I have a lot of people from Australia, from UK, from Canada, Brazil, United States of America. They all got my book as well. They
Wow.
were pushing it out to people. They were telling their own circle as well. I have a friend who reached out to one circle, friend in US. They all got the books. I have a friend in Australia who told me, Jane, I'm gonna get my books to all my friends in their church. She did as well. A couple of people in my local community here in Nova Scotia, they all got the books. I have folks even from folks where I came from Nigeria. Oh, Jane, I want to buy, please. I know we don't have Amazon there. Send to me, send to me. I have to ship, send to me. So network is really key as well. And when you're networking, it's not just about transactional network. It's not about when I need something for Pamela, I reach out to Pamela.
Mhm.
No, when you need help, when you need people to shop for you, you're not going to get people. But when you're networking is beyond just exchange of call cards and names. It's about genuinely reaching out to people, being a blessing to them. I tell you the truth is when the time comes for you to need help, even though when these people can't show up for you, but God Almighty that I believe in, I'm a practicing Christian, God's going to send good and kind people to you that show up for you. I tell you, when I released my book has been several roles in Amazon bestseller list. My book was number one hot release in a particular week on a roll. Number one hot release has been in bestseller in several weeks,
Wow.
hundreds, several weeks. And I even got notification from Amazon and encouraging me to keep it all as well. So I would say that authenticity is really key, like you did mention as well. And people who have read my book said, oh, Jane, I love your story because my story, my story, you could see that on my book. So it's not like a book that I just wrote. It's a book that's go through my story. So when you see that, you see how I was able to overcome some challenges and hold on, because I am someone people have looked down on me several times. People have devalued me in several ways that if you're not mentally tough, you will look down on yourself and lose track. I have been looked down on in several ways in my career, in my personal life as well. But those stories are on this book and people could resonate. And I know a lot of people out there have gone through that stage. Some are still going through the stage right now. And so people could resonate. And I'm so happy to say that my book has over 30 reviews on Amazon. And good character, kindness, building authentic relationship was able to help me to become to be able to sell this book and be an Amazon bestseller list.
I want to really thank you for sharing that. Like that took a lot of bravery. Talk about how people look down on you, and I think that um it's something that we really want to unpack here, right? Like I know people, people look at when people are doing so well, they are doing great things. They think like these people are born with deep courage, right? Like they're so fearless. But there's an actual vulnerable person behind there who may feel less than they are because of something someone may have told them. But I think that the important story here for anyone who's listening is that story of triumph. Like, getting up, picking yourself, dusting yourself up, and doing what you need to do. Like, we need to talk more about those kind of stories, right? Like, you don't have to know it all. For example, I had a colleague at work who posted something and she said I should go comment on it. She's like, I was afraid to create that post. And I told her, and I said to her, it is in the moment that you feel afraid that you should do it. If you feel afraid, then you should do it. And I said, be authentically. And this all happened today. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, things are just happening around me that are giving me like, like lines and nuggets to drop on this live, right? And I was like, it is in that moment that you should do it. And I said, be authentically yourself because those that are for you will key into the message and will be for you. Those who are not will fall by the wayside and ignore your message, and that's okay. And
That's
that is
okay.
okay, right? So I'm really glad that you shared that powerful story in the comment section. I'm hoping that for those that are watching us live across social media, I really want you to understand that, like in writing books, books are really not just about the book itself, about the hurrah, I'm a writer, but in the actual stories, hoping that someone can um get inspiration. And you know how I talked about how that you can't be what you don't see. Like if someone's going to read my book, you're going to find that I'm not going to give it away. I got inspired to get into a technology career by watching a movie. I'm pretty sure you read the book, so you know what I'm talking about.
Lord.
I got inspired. My 16-year-old self got inspired to start this lifelong, interesting, life changing, transformational journey in technology by watching a movie. I went in to watch a movie and I went in there for entertainment purely. It was not like I went in there for anything deep. I watched a movie, got entertained, and came out of it with an inspiration to start a career in tech. So I'm not going to give you the story. If you want to know how I got inspired by watching a movie when I was 16, please go get my book and find out. That's why we write books. Read it
Yes, and
and,
get inspired.
and be inspired and be inspired. I know people are like one
Trouble.
yeah, technology we have Jane on one hand, she's a technology person, author, walks the wrong way, and then here I am getting inspired to write a book by watching a Hollywood movie. Like I'm sure you know that this is this is fantastic, a fantastic story. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to ask you, what do you think readers will benefit from this book? What do you think readers will benefit from this
Well,
book?
I think I'm very confident because I know what I put in there in this book. I know the energy I put out there in this book is through this book rather. I'll say that readers would benefit from this book in so many ways. And first is they'll have the ability to sharpen their resilience skills for those who have as well, and those who doesn't have will develop their resilience skills because you know why resilience is a must-have skills we need in today's world. You need to keep striving because at times failures are inevitable. Failures happen. It happens in different phases for people's life. No one can tell you they've never failed. They are not just telling you the truth. People have failed in several ways. So this book will help you to develop that resilience skills if you don't have, and then sharpen your resilience skills as well if you already have, helping you to master the resilience skills, and also give you that ability to keep believing in yourself. Because, like what Oprah Winfrey said, Oprah Winfrey is one of my spiritual leaders. I love her a lot.
Oh my.
I listen to her podcast. I read a book. I really inspired by Oprah because I know Oprah's story is Oprah came from a very humble background, and she rose to be one of the most influential Black women in the world. And she did said, and I quote, she said, for you to be the driver's seat of your own life, that it's also very pertinent for you to be in the driver's seat of your own life. Because if you're not, life will drive you. And how do you be in the driver's seat of your own life? First, it's by believing in yourself. You don't need an external validator or someone else to believe in you. While those things are really great, it's nice way to get people accolades. That feeling that it brings some sense of, helps to it helps your body to produce that serotonin in your blood, that feel good hormones in your blood, which is nice. But trust me, it's not all the time. You get people that will affirm you, that will support you when you have something that you're going for. But if you believe in yourself, if you're in the driver's seat of your own life, you will be able to achieve so many things. And those people who didn't support you will come back and start supporting you. That's life. So this book will help you to believe in yourself. It will help you to also know that it's very pertinent to also show kindness in your journey of life as well. As we all go through our journey of life in different phases and different stages in our life, it's always good to show empathy, to show kindness, because people are going through a lot as well. Because it didn't happen to you doesn't mean that you are exceptionally very different from every other person. Just me that that's how universe has done it for you as well. So it's always good to give people chances, be kind to people with your words, because it comes back to you, because the universe bring to you what you put into that. When I figure that out, that's really shaped my trajectory of how I see things in life, how I deal with people, how I interact with people as well. I strongly believe that that's so many things as well. I just want to name a little few, and that readers is going to learn from this book. The book has so many beautiful reviews out there, and you can get my book in Amazon Marketplace
Yeah.
worldwide.
No, please go ahead, and when you get the link to your book, drop it in the chat. We definitely want people to be able to get the book. Let's make it easy for them. The
Yes,
book,
I'm going to drop it now. I'm
please
just
drop
going
it.
to, yes, now.
So,
So,
in a nutshell, what do I want people to get from the book? I really want them to be inspired by stories, to get a sense of what it takes to
mhm.
build a long career in tech, to see how it starts. The good thing about this book is that a lot of the different women who I wrote this book with have a wide and diverse background in technology. Like no two-person stories are the same. But what really ties us together is that power of resilience, that power of rising above challenges to get to
The good
where
thing
we are.
is that,
Right.
mhm.
So I want a lot of people to go in there. If you're at any point in time in your life where you feel like, all of this effort I'm putting into my career or into my work or into my business, is it making sense? Well, go read those stories and you'll see that yes, they are. The only time that you fail is when you stop. If you continue to do what you're doing, if you put in enough effort, people are watching. One day you're going to get that critical mass. So I'd like you to really read my story to see how I overcame challenges. Most importantly, I moved to Canada 6 years ago. How did I go from a separate country where I had from my country of birth to a country where I had zero network? How did I come in here, build from scratch, to where I am? Like, those are the stories that we want, especially considering that we both live in Canada. We're both women of color. We're also from the same home country, Nigeria. It's very, very important for people anywhere watching our video, whether you're black, you're white, no matter what nation you are, just to know that, if two of us can do it, we're not born in Canada. We just moved, right? A few years back. If we can do that and come up with these stories of triumphs, no matter what you're going through, you can possibly um get there. So I'm going to ask you a question, Jane. So what are the next steps? What are your next plans? You're reading this book. Are we expecting more books from you?
Oh, well, I guess by the grace of God, definitely trusting, asking God for more insight and strength as well. So I would just leave it that way as well. I'm very optimistic that something great ideas will drop in, and when that time comes, I will share with the larger audience as well.
I can't wait. At least the book, you writing a book connected us both. So that's something, right? Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm also excited about that.
Yes, I am. I am also excited as well. I'm really great, connecting with you, Pam. I love women who support women, and shout out to Folusho. I know I have a friend, my big sister friend as well, Folusho as well, Ibrahim. She's also a self-published author as well. I think she's on the audience. She's also doing a great job. One of the ladies as well that also
Hey, shout out to Folusha. Folusha, thank
Folusho
you.
Ibrahim is a self-published author. She published her book as well in January. And she was also someone I also reached out to as well when I'm also doing my self-publishing. She shares some tips and insight for me as well. We're able to help ourselves and all. So what I wanted to just leave with everyone out there before we, as we're wrapping up as well, is for us to keep striving. I know at times it can be very difficult for one to keep trying when you're not seeing any positive response, or where you really want to be, you're not there yet. But I assure you that as far as you don't stop trying, one day you're going to succeed. You're going to have the triumph, like what Pamela said as well. We came from a different country, left my career, my flourishing career back in Nigeria, come here, start all over again. It takes a whole lot as well. At times, it was times where I could tell myself, did I really make the right move? Pamela, I don't know if that happened to you as well. Did I really make the right move? Was it the right decision I took as well? So I just want to encourage someone out there, keep striving, keep believing in yourself. You have to keep believing in yourself. That's the number one recipe. You have to believe in yourself. You have to keep trying. You have to keep striving. You have to keep believing in yourself. That's where it is. And also, finally, it's very important for you to surround yourself people who's going to measure your names, your room of opportunities, people where that can help fill your cup so that your cup can run it over. It's very important to be with that kind of space of people as well. That's where you can flourish, you can get better, you can get insight and ideas as well. I say thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. You can get my book and Pamela's book. Pamela, have you dropped your book on the link where they can get the book?
Yes, I have. I
Okay,
have.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So thank you so much for spending part of your lunch hour with us. I hope that you got value from this. Don't forget to support us by getting our book and also engaging with this post. Like if you read our book, just let us know what inspired you. Reach out to us if you have any questions about any part of our book or any part of our journey. We are really thrilled and honored to share our stories with people authentically, and continue to watch out, like Jane said, watch out. um you might see something else coming out soon. And so for me, like if you ever feel free to follow us on social media. Above and beyond this book, we definitely have a lot of value to add. I am a career coach in technology, a tech influencer, so I share a lot of tips, tricks for aspiring tech professionals. I also offer career coaching for those who are looking to transition into technology roles. So I can't wait to connect with you somehow, somewhere in the future. All
Okay.
right. Bye, everyone, and enjoy
Bye.
the rest of your day.
Bye.